Hey guys, Ikugasm here, and today we'll be going over some pretty good Vaulton ready Taijutsu builds and a few tips with the post patch. So with these builds, these two builds that I've been using and testing out, I've gotten MVP multiple times over 10 plus item level characters, DPS characters such as Gunslinger, Sork, Artillerist, um, Berserkers, and it works extremely well, especially with the new update. Scrapper's got a very good buff. So for the character that I'm going to be using, what my character has is a 50-50 split, 1425, Keen Blunt, Adrenaline, Taijutsu, Ambush Master. Gems are all 5, and cards are just the max HP ones. So this being said, let's get started on our abilities. First, I'll be going over the abilities that I use and the substitutes that you can use for them. So for me right now, I only have 363 skill points, so I have Charging Blow at level 8. I still run Furious Strike, Ruthless Advance, and I run it with the Rage. I run Furious Strike because the excellent mobility, you can either run either or. I run Furious Strike just because I don't like going 3 extra meters. I don't think I really need it because Charging Blow already has a long range already. And I do Ruthless Advance because of the extra hit that Ruthless Advance does gives you extra time for your cooldowns to come off cooldown. So this is my theory behind this. On Dragon Event, I run Rage, Moment of Truth, Conflagration Attack, Great Destruction. For Conflagration Attack, you can also run Tenacity if you want push immunity, but I like the dot from Conflagration Attack. Instant Hit, I run Wide Hit, Counter Effect, Tracking Instinct, and I run an Overwhelm. You can switch this out, instant hit, with Roundup Sweep if you'd like. Swift Preparation, Madman, Reinforced Hit, and run an Overwhelm as well. The main reason I use Roundup Sweep is during Vaulton, during the last phase, is Ghost Phase, the counters. When this comes off cooldown with Swift Preparation, it helps tremendously with the last phase. For Earthquake Chain, I run Undying Power, Power Strike, Powerful Earthquake, with a Bleed Gem. I prefer Power Strike just because of the extra one step, because my swiftness isn't that very high, so I get more damage uptime of me doing the ability and doing damage compared to Blindside, which is pretty quick. Because I feel like with Blindside, I have a little bit more downtime without being able to cast anything, so that's why I run Power Strike. My personal preference. And I like the bleed on top because of the Undying Power. Undying Power does a dot, and then bleed does a dot. So it's a double dot Earthquake Chain. Battering Fist, Capture Opportunity, Red Explosion, Berserk, Gale Wind. Pretty straightforward for this one. Iron Cannon Blow, I run Overflowing Power, Quick Prep, Advanced Enhancement, and I run an Overwhelm in this one, not a Gale Wind. For Judgment, I run Level 5 and Amplified Damage. The main reason I run Judgment is so I don't become stamina starved, because I have only 2 abilities. So I pick Judgment over Fierce Tiger Strike or Crushing Smite because if I put another stamina skill in here, the only dump I have to get stamina back is Death Rattle. So I need at least 2 abilities to be able to maintain my stamina. Death Rattle, Gale Wind, Quick Prep, Single Hit, Shock Explosion. So this is the build that I used to get MVP most of the time. And for the rotation, nothing much has really changed. The only thing that has really changed is that Charging Blow is just your movement and filler skill. So I treat Charging Blow like my continuous push, like when I had it equipped. That's the only time I use Charging Blow, as a filler. That is it. If you're going to run, let's say, Roundup Sweep, you can switch Judgment to Fierce Tiger Strike or Crushing Smite. If you use Crushing Smite, all you need is the first hit, because it is a combo skill, but as you see, the first hit adds it. So you don't even need to use the whole ability. So when you do your rotation, that's it. Just barely tap it. That's it. And then for Fierce Tiger Strike, it's the same thing. The only thing is that Fierce Tiger Strike is a cooldown of 8 seconds, and this lasts 8 seconds. Judgment is 6 seconds and lasts 8 seconds. So you have almost 100% uptime on Judgment compared to you might miss a few, like 1 to 2 seconds uptime on Fierce Tiger Strike. So that's why I prefer Judgment as well, whether I am running more stamina skills or not. I prefer Judgment. So there is 4 builds that I've been testing that are actually viable and are within the same amount of each other, within 100k damage. So for the Crit Swift, if you're going to do 50-50, I found out that the Roundhouse Sweep, an instant hit build, so the only thing you really switch is Roundup Sweep and instant hit, are both extremely viable. You pick which counter you want. Instant hit does more damage because of our stamina skills and Taijutsu getting buffed. Of course, instant hits build does a little bit more damage than Roundup Sweep. But having the freedom of having counters all the time is pretty nice with Roundup Sweep. So it's a trade-off of which one you want to do. For the swiftness side of things, there's 2 builds that I've been playing with, which I will show you. And instead of Keen Blunt, since we're not going high crit, we replace it with Grudge. So we go Grudge, or Taijutsu, Grudge, Adrenaline 3, and Bushmaster 3. Those are the 4. Servicing stats, we're gonna go 600 crit, 1200 swiftness, because that's normally what people can get up to now with legendary gear. With relic gear, I'm gonna redo this during relic gear accessories when most people have relic. Those where your stats are gonna be. And then for the skills, they're basically gonna be staying the same. The only thing that you're gonna be changing is 4 abilities. Your Earthquake Chain, Battering Fists, Iron Cannon Blow, and Dragon Advent are your 4 main damaging abilities for Taijutsu. These will never change unless you're running Continuous Push instead of Earthquake Chain. These 4 will never change. So, what I was running was Critical Blow, 11, Quick Prep, Target Focus, Mastery, with a Gale Wind, I was running Roundup Sweep, level 11, Swift Prep, Madman, Reinforced Hit, Overwhelm. Also running another instant hit, And this was Overwhelm as well. I dropped Charging Blow completely. And I made Dragon Advent my mobility and damage skill if I needed to get out of something. And I kept Overwhelm on most of my abilities. The only thing I really changed from having Quick Recharge on my Judgment is I changed that one to my Legendary Rage, and then I changed my Dragon Event to another Overwhelm. And this is how it was. Gale Wind, Overwhelm, Overwhelm, Gale Wind. I do not change Battering Fists, Gale Wind. I did not. Overwhelm, instant hit. Rage on Judgment. Overwhelm on Dragon Event. And Bleed is still on Earthquake Chain. And this is how it goes. So there you go. So with this, the only filler that you're going to have is Roundup Sweep. This is one of the swiftness builds that I was trying out. That's still pretty good, 100k difference than the main build for Crit Swift, but you are buffing your party with 20% increased stagger damage, and you're a stagger monster with all your abilities being stagger. So if you're having trouble with a stagger check, this is one of the abilities, one of the classes, one of the builds that you can use. Another build is the non-Charging Blow build. The only thing that you change is Death Rattle, and you replace it with Charging Blow. That's the only thing that's different. The only thing is that Charging Blow with no tripods is equal to Death Rattle with tripods. So run Critical Blow until you get tripods, and then you can switch back and forth. And those are basically the builds. I will go back to the build that I was running to show you guys the DPS comparison for what my DPS normally looks like. Oh, hello there, Fred. I named him Fred, by the way. And here we go. Charging Blow is just my filler. That's all I use it for. That's it. And that's how it goes. Once you use Death Rattle, I normally Charging Blow to get back into the boss, so I can Earthquake Chain or do rest of my abilities. If I don't have Charging Blow up, but Iron Cannon Blow is, while I Death Rattle, I normally go straight into Iron Cannon Blow because Iron Cannon Blow moves you forward. Just so you know. Another tip, Roundup Sweep can be animation canceled. So you use, right? While you use Roundup Sweep, that's what it normally is back to back. But if you click moving forward, it cancels the back step, so you can cast it quicker. The only difficult part is when you're walking into the back of the boss, you basically walk around it. So it's like a one-click hit. One-click hit. So you got to hit your walk forward and 2 at the same time, or whatever your Roundup Sweep is on at the same time to make it happen. But sometimes when you do that, it pushes you to the left or right of the boss. But it does help sometimes to get that extra little bit of damage out once you do a reset. So that's basically it. I would say go into training room, test out what build you like, have fun with it. These are the builds that I found out that work best for my character and helping me get MVP most of the time. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment, like, subscribe. I plan on bringing more Destroyer and Scrapper information. And thank you. I really do appreciate the support. And I hope hopefully this information helps y'all.